Hello there everyone, how you all doing today? Thank you for stopping by my channel, I appreciate you. So today, let's talk about a few issues, problems, solutions about the Isle. Now we'll speak a little bit about Legacy 2, but it will be mainly all to do with the Isle Evrima, as that is mainly what people play nowadays. And of course that's the future of the Isle. So I'll be talking about cannibalism, mixed packing, aggressive Herbies, and humans. All of the timestamps will be down below, so feel free to check them out if maybe a certain topic pulls you in more. But apart from that, let's get right into it. So, let's start off with cannibalism. In the Isle of Evrima, Carno has been a cannibal for most of its lifetime. Only recently in update 6.5 is being made not a cannibal, which is a bit strange since the game strikes for realism, amongst other things too, but realism is one of the things that it wants to be. And Carnos, according to scientists at least, were actually cannibals. So they make Cerato a cannibal, Dino's still a cannibal of course, but then Carno is nowhere to be seen now. And I personally enjoyed it, but a lot of people didn't. I'm pretty sure most of you that have played Carno or are Carno mains have come across a time where you have been a cannibal and someone would cry out in the chat and be like, why are you trying to eat me? Or you shouldn't be a cannibal. And they will start swearing at you, calling you names and all sorts of things. Now the thing is, this is completely normal in the game. Now of course now there's no point in being a cannibal as a Carno because you'll become sick in the game. People still have the idea in their minds that you shouldn't be a cannibal because it's not nice, even though that's part of the game that you bought, and you shouldn't come into a game, in my opinion at least, and expect certain things. You should get used to how it is. Like, it's literally part of the game. It's not like people are going out of the way to do something extra, you know. It's not like a Paki going out of the way to kill another Paki just because they are hyper aggressive players. That is a little bit of a dick move. But being a cannibal in the game, it's surprising that a lot of people have an issue with that. I guess it's more because people feel like if it's my species, I should be safe around my species. Which, again, I think cannibalism is always going to be a part of this game. And if it's on your diet, then it's the same as a Cerato eating a Dryal or a Gully or another Cerato. It's all the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong, it does suck, it does hurt. I've been there plenty of times myself where I was hoping that at the times when Carno was a cannibal, let's say, and I was like, maybe they'll be friends, you know, we'll be friendly, we can hang out, and then I die. And yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but I got used to it quickly. I was like, okay, I'm on the menu. I need to learn this. I need to remember this. So I made sure I became a cannibal myself. And yes, I did enjoy people squirming in the chat and being like, oh, please don't kill me. You shouldn't kill me. Oh, you're a dickhead. And then saying, oh my God, Cannibal Carno. It's like, they're saying it like they're surprised. Don't be surprised. Expect it. It's part of learning to be smarter in a survival game where the whole point is you're gonna die if you don't eat. That's enough about cannibalism. Now let's talk about mixed packing. So mixed packing in the game, probably apart from hacking, you know, which is, I think, universally everyone understands you're a twat if you do that. But mixed packing is probably the most controversial part of the game. Most people will agree that mixed packing is not good. To be honest with you, I'm there with you. I don't think mixed packing is a healthy part of the game, but I'll give you a bit of a backstory. I'll put it as my own point of view here. I've always loved dinosaurs. I've always loved dinosaur games. I've always loved Jurassic Park, all the types of dinosaur movies out there, anything that resembled dinosaurs, even stuff like Godzilla. I was on it. I've always loved it. I used to want to be a paleontologist or an archaeologist when I was younger. Big dreams that I never achieved. And to be fair, I don't even really want to do that anymore. I'd rather just play a dinosaur than find them. But coming into this game, I was taught, like by watching YouTube videos, let's say, I was taught that this is a realistic game, a survival game, and at least with Legacy, it was a bit more of a horror game at nighttime with the way they'd done it with the night vision. It was quite scary when you see a T-Rex come out of nowhere. In Evrima, I would say it's not so much a horror game anymore, but hopefully they'll get back to it because it was quite fun. I liked it for that reason. But anyway, let's not veer off too much. It's meant to be realistic. So growing up watching all these documentaries like Walking with Dinosaurs, for example, and Jurassic Park, you'd always see the same thing and always be told the same thing. The carnivores do not hang out. There are very rare instances, even in real life now, where certain carnivores might fight together against a big herbivore that they can't take down. Very rare, but it does happen. But 9.5 times out of 10, everyone knows that carnivores from different species just do not hang out, because it's all about being the apex predator within your system, your dietary system, your area, and everything, right? So it's pretty much wide within you that you're not going to mix pack. You won't see a T-Rex naturally hanging out with a Spino. And coming into this game, when the IO was made, realism being one of the parts, you'd think that it would follow those rules. And it kind of doesn't. It was more the community that decided that this is how it is. When servers started becoming a thing, an unofficial server started becoming a thing, everyone kind of understood that mixed packing is wrong and end off. Some servers put rules up against it, so they had admins to make sure that no one would do it. And yeah, but this is the thing. Mixed packing is a you problem and my problem. Anyone that's in the community. Nowhere does it say on the game that mixed packing is wrong or right. Because what you got to understand is that the way this game is designed with servers is that pretty much every server you go into is technically a game within itself. Now, of course, it's all the same game, the same engine, the same playables, so on and so on. But whoever made that server has in their mind a way that they feel it should be played, or maybe how they feel their community wants to play the game, right? Like you have servers like in Legacy, like Noobs, if you've ever heard of that one. It's quite a friendly server for people that are very new, but there's so many rules in there. Personally, that's why I stopped playing there. But at the beginning, that's all I ever played was in Noobs. Then I started playing in servers like Asura. Complete flip side. Absolutely zero rules. Mixed packing is almost completely normal. If anything, it's more normal probably to mix pack there than it is to be with the same species and just hang out with your same species. And this is what I'm trying to say. If I'm playing in a Sora or the zoo where mixed packing is completely normal, then you're not doing anything wrong at all. You know, you can understand that this is the issue and the stigma that we all have, that mixed packing is so bad. And really, that's just your problem. And I'm saying that as nicely as I can, right? I don't mean that in an offensive way or disrespectful way. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to watch videos that have mixed packing in it. You don't have to play in servers that have mixed packing in it. You have other choices. And you can go play in your bubble and be happy there. Just like the people who like mixed packing playing their bubble. And it's when you cross paths and expect something different, that's when you're in the wrong. And I'm sorry to say it, you're the only one to blame if you then have a problem with someone playing a game that they paid money for and that they play it how they want, but respectfully, by not trying to break rules, you know? Because the other side of mixed packing, because everyone will agree, I think, with carnivores, like I said, I still don't think it's natural. I don't play naturally as a, let's say, a carno with a Serato hanging out and fighting stuff. Only in certain servers, but even that, it gets boring to me because I still prefer the more realistic feel. But let's move on to the other side of mixed packing, which is herbivore mixed packing. It's quite a rare one, and I think most of you might even twitch a little bit like, what the fuck do you mean? Stegos, hanging out with Pakis, hanging out with Tenos, that's normal. Because again, same as, like I said, growing up, you see these things happen naturally. But there are a few people that I've had comments in my channel where they're like, oh, you're mixed packing. And I was like, wait, hold on a second, I'm a Paki, and I was hanging out with a Teno. Do they seriously mean that I'm mixed packing like this? Because that's not mixed packing, you know? But yeah, that's another one. But see, that's what I mean. That's each to their own. If you like playing a certain way, you should find a server that accommodates your play style. And then you're never going to be in the wrong. You never have to be angry. But when someone breaks the rules, by all means, go crazy at them. Tell them, you bastard, how dare you break the rules? This is my server I like to play in. Fight for it. That's great. But don't tell others how to play the game just because you have different beliefs when they're actually not doing anything wrong because they're in the correct server with the correct rules. That's my point on mixed packing. So, aggressive Herbies. Let me know what's the first thing that comes up to your mind when you think of aggressive Herbies. Let's dumb it down to just the Isle of Evrima. And most people will others think Paki or Stego. Paki, especially in update 5, since Utah got made weaker. Sorry, update 6. Ignore that. Update 5 was definitely Utah time, and update 6 was Paki time. All the Utah players pretty much went to Paki. So you can imagine it. It was crazy. I've done tons of videos on it. I'm also an aggressive Paki player, but I personally don't like going out my way to harm other herbivores apart from baby stegos. I'm not gonna lie and try and beat around the bush here. I just enjoy doing that. But any other Herbie, I don't like fighting unless they are being aggressive towards me. Then I will by all means try and kill them. But I actively hunted Carnos, I actively hunt Neutas, any other predator as a Paki. I love doing it. But aggressive Herbies is another thing, similar to the mixed packing point, that if you're in a server where there's no rule against it, then it's not a problem. Yes, people expect it less from herbivores. They still expect herbivores, even in servers without rules against it or with no rules at all, they expect them to just simply eat their grass, eat their agave, eat their whatever, all the vegan stuff, you know, and then just make babies and only defend the territory of the young and not really go out the way to actively hunt. But you're seeing it more and more now, especially being playing officials or in other servers with no rules, that herbivores are slowly becoming more and more aggressive as well. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the best course of action for any of these things is to go into the game and don't trust anyone. You know, it's your survival, it's your game, you gotta be alive. Find some friends and hang out with them, make a group, and then just have your fun. Don't judge too hard. Only judge when someone's breaking rules that are actually in a server. All right. So let's talk about the last part. Humans for sure are one of the biggest debated things in the isle, whether it should or shouldn't be in here. I personally have switched quite a lot to yes, they should, and no, they shouldn't. But my yes has always been that I really hope they don't when they are in the game, because as they are now, it's goofy and funny. So I actually quite like them in the game. I think it's just a stupid fun thing to have. But when they get completed, when they can get guns, cars, and helicopters. Now, yes, I understand these things will be rare. They won't be so easy for them, as the devs have said. But my point is, when they do get them, is a human really gonna take the life of someone that's been growing a dinosaur for 5-6 hours? Because I don't think that's good. I think humans should be a very minimal impact on the game. The dinosaur aspect should definitely be first, and humans just simply shouldn't really be in a game. But then you'll probably see a lot of servers, like unofficial ones, that just do not accept humans in them at all. I personally accept them in my server. Like at the moment I don't, because they fatal error you, but when they are fixed, I will still allow them to be there. But if they make the game really bad, like it doesn't become a dinosaur game anymore, it just becomes a 420 quick scoping blaze match of humans just trying to 360 dinos or ram them with the car. As funny as that would be, and as much as I would love to also take part in finding a stego and going full blast into it with a car or just with a helicopter, just fuck you, you know, it would be fun. But you can only imagine that that's not going to be something that people are going to enjoy or take lightly. But a lot of people, you know, do have some strong opinions on it, so I'd like to hear yours as well, and I'd like to hear your opinions on everything that I've said about today. Please don't take anything to heart, but I do feel strongly about the whole server situation. Like, if people play in a server correctly, then by all means, whatever they're doing, as long as it's in the guidelines of the server, it's completely fine. You should never be commenting in people's videos or coming to people that are playing in a server and telling them that they're doing something wrong before you even know what server they're playing in. Don't be closed-minded. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, your ideas. Maybe some of you agree or disagree with me, or perhaps you have your own take on it. But yeah, apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.